One of the world's most renowned paintings was given a whole salacious new meaning in 2010 when art historian David Bellingham discovered the secret about this bizarre little hedgehog of a fruit. Was Mars really on drugs? We'll have an expansive look into the story that changed this famous Botticelli masterpiece. Venus and Mars, the painting to pierce 1,000 hearts. Venus glances languorously over at Mars, who looks to be in a kind of post-ecstatic daze. The amazing thing about this painting is that we look on it with contemporary eyes and can still delight in its ostensible allusion to sex. Do take a look at the previous 2 videos in this series looking at Botticelli's Venuses, because talking about beautiful women appears to be society's obsession all the way up to today. A long lance cuts across the picture plane, spearing the looped arms of 3 young and mischievous fawns. Another blatant visual euphemism for lust in action. Mars is derobed where Venus is fully clothed, donning Venus with the power in this dynamic. He, the god of war, has succumbed to her as the goddess of beauty. Love conquers war. They sit atop cushions and drapery mimicked in that of her dress. Around them is a controlled and sunlit environment. They are framed by lawn and foliage. The paint is applied with a remarkable smoothness, typical of Botticelli's style. Other than the 3 fawns mentioned earlier, there is a 4th who is wriggled under Mars's armour. The moment this painting got flipped on its head was when David Bellingham, British art historian, noticed the fruit beneath this little fawn's hand. Furthermore, the little rascal was writhing around with such a bizarre look on his face, tongue out, as if mimicking a suspicious snake. Bellingham did some research, finding nothing on this topic, until finally identifying the fruit after consulting London's Kew Gardens as a datura. The fruit has a few other names: the thorn apple, loco weed, the devil's trumpet. But my favourite is the poor man's acid. It had remarkable hallucinatory effects and has been reported to make those who have sampled it mad to the point of stripping off their clothes. Though unconfirmed outright, we know Botticelli was a fan of symbolism. Given this seismic new discovery, we can question if Venus is really even there. Is Mars merely a drunken soldier deep in a lucid dream? Even an infantile fawn tooting through a seashell into his ear won't awaken him. Are Venus and Mars, in fact, both regular Samaritans, just imagined as gods? This painting is now not only about lust, but also about intoxication. At this discovery, we now look at the beautiful peculiar of this painting as if through beer goggles. The environment becomes bizarre, trippy. The idealized beauty of Venus's face and her post-coital insouciance are in the realm of fantasy, a subject immaculately suitable for a painter such as Botticelli, who we have established painted in a manner that was over-stylized for the purpose of an overall harmony of form. There are debates around the origins of the datura and whether the fruit would have been in Italy in the 1480s. Some say it's of American origin, which would prove the theory wrong, as Columbus was obviously yet to colonize America. Others say it's of Indian origin, which would prove Bellingham's theory is feasible. What do you think? We have looked at all these 3 depictions of Venus by Botticelli so far, as if he has cast the leading lady in hope of a blockbuster. Her mythology is rich and irresistible, and these are not the only pictures he ever did of Venus either. Her appearance is always smooth, her body curved, if a little anatomically inaccurate, but it's her face that don her this peculiarity. There's a sadness to it. Was this intentional of Botticelli? Her distant eyes and inert facial expression imply an emptiness, supposedly allowing for all the more space to inflict our own desires upon. Calms appear when storms are past. Love will have his hour at last. Nature is my kindly care. Mars destroys and I repair. Take me while you may. Venus comes not every day.